Good morning, Evette. It is so good to have you on Holly's Hot Wedding Tips.
Thank you, Holly. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. So tell me, Evette, what are the hottest trends for calligraphy this year?
Well, there are several things that are very hot this year. One is a style of writing called Bombshell, which is contemporary. It made its debut a few years ago. It's fun, it's funky, it's definitely calligraphy, which means beautiful writing, but it is very popular. There's also a resurgence in the classic and elegant, kind of swirly type writing. Two of the basic styles that fit that bill so well, one is called Burgum and the other is called Burgum. They lend themselves to a fine point pen where there are lots of swirls and adds a flair to the writing.
Beautiful.
The other two things that are very popular, gold. Gold ink is everywhere. And wedding vow scrolls. That's a unique and beautiful way to present your vows at the wedding, as well as having a lifetime keepsake.
How amazing.
Would you like an example of that?
I would love an example of that.
This lovely silk box holds one or two scrolls. If each member, whether it's two grooms, two brides, or a bride and a groom, write their own vows and they want them on separate scrolls, the box will hold two. If they have the same vows to one another, one is enough. I make these.
Amazing.
I cut the dowels, I glue on the finials, I paint them whatever color the couple wants, and do a matching ribbon. And then, at the ceremony, they unfurl the vows and read the vows to one another.
Perfect. Then I don't have to forget what I'm saying.
That's correct. And then they have a lifetime keepsake.
How
that says,
beautiful.
when times get rough, or he or she has said something that I didn't really like very much, they have the reminder, this is why we did this. We do love each other. We do care about each other. This is forever.
Just amazing. Thank you.
you.
What does the bride need to know about addressing her envelopes or her invitations?
Well, there is envelope etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more relaxed these days than it has been in the past, but it's still a formal presentation. Generally speaking, an invitation is addressed to Mr. and Mrs. or Dr. Susan and Mr. Joseph Smith. Occasionally titles are dispensed with, particularly for close family, and that's perfectly all right. The most important thing is to remember that this is the first glimpse of a wedding that your guests will have. So please, handwrite every envelope. If your budget does not allow for hiring a calligrapher, that's fine, but please handwrite them. Do not ever use labels. Several years ago, I did a non-scientific survey of people that I just met casually, as well as family and friends, and I had a mock-up of an envelope. It was a nice oversized envelope. It was beautiful, and I had put a label on it that I had addressed on the computer, and I showed it to them and said, "What does this look like to you?" And they said, "Junk. I would trash it. I wouldn't even open it, ever."
Wow.
So please don't put labels on your wedding invitations. Handwrite it. If you need some help, a family member, a wedding party member, a neighbor, yourself, there are lots of options to nicely handwrite a wedding invitation envelope.
Awesome.